I accidentally got my coworker fired during an office potluck, and I swear I wasn't trying to expose anything. So my company does this big holiday potluck extravaganza every year where everyone brings a dish and pretends they didn't buy it from the grocery store on their way to work. I work at a mid-sized tech firm with maybe 50 people, and the potluck is the one time you see who can actually cook and who should never be allowed near a stove. Our office manager, Linda, is obsessed with organizing everything down to color-coded spreadsheets, so she made us all sign up for dishes like we were planning a military operation. I put my name down for spring rolls because they're easy and nobody hates them. My coworker, Brent, who sits in the cubicle next to me, signed up for homemade chili, and I put that in quotes because Brent is the kind of guy who once bragged that he cooked dinner by microwaving a frozen lasagna. Anyway, the potluck was on a Thursday. People brought the usual stuff: 3 different potato salads, someone's sad-looking fruit tray, a crock pot of mac and cheese that had the consistency of glue. I brought my spring rolls and was arranging them on a plate when Linda came over to tell me I should have cut them diagonally because it looks more festive. I ignored her. Brent showed up late, sweating like he'd run a marathon, holding a huge pot that was suspiciously still cold. He set it on the table and said loudly, "Made this from scratch this morning," which was already a lie because it wasn't even lukewarm. But nobody cared because at least he brought something. The potluck started around noon. People loaded their plates with tiny scoops of everything, so they wouldn't offend anyone. I was standing by the drink table when my coworker Rachel leaned over to whisper, "Don't eat Brent's chili." I asked why, and she said she'd seen the exact same pot in the break room fridge yesterday, full of chili that was in a Tupperware with a post-it note that said, "Do not eat, sample for client meeting." Turns out, our company had hired a catering service last month to pitch food options for a potential event, and they dropped off samples. Someone was clearly supposed to evaluate them, not serve them at a potluck. I didn't think much of it until things went downhill, fast. About 20 minutes into the potluck, our CEO, Mark, took a big bowl of Brent's chili. Like huge. The man practically inhaled half of it while talking about his holiday ski trip. 5 minutes later, Mark started coughing, then sweating, then turning red. I thought he was joking, until he leaned over the table and knocked over an entire basket of rolls. Linda rushed to get him water while everyone panicked. Someone yelled, "Is there peanuts in this?" And that's when Brent went pale. He started mumbling, I thought it was, but nobody was listening to him. Paramedics were called. Mark was sitting on the floor breathing into an oxygen mask when Linda pulled me aside and asked if I knew where Brent's chili had come from because he seems confused. I don't know why I opened my mouth. I really don't. But I said, I think it might have been the catering sample from the fridge, the one labeled not to eat. The look Linda gave me was the same look a parent gives a toddler who just flooded the bathroom. She stormed over to Brent. Everyone watched as her face cycled through anger, disbelief, and the kind of disappointment that makes your soul leave your body. Brent kept stammering that he thought it was free food and wanted something impressive for the potluck. Turns out the chili did have peanuts. The catering company was testing a Thai-style version, and Brent had dumped it into a pot to make it look homemade, scraped off the label, and brought it in like he'd slaved over it for hours. Mark was fine, thankfully, but he had to go to the hospital for monitoring. Brent did not come to work the next day. HR sent an email saying that food safety violations are a serious matter and reminding everyone not to bring outside items of unknown origin. By Monday, Brent's desk was cleared out. People kept asking me, "How did you know it was the sample chili?" And I had to keep saying, "I didn't. I was just trying to help." Now I avoid eye contact with anyone at lunchtime.